Welcome back to our Year 9 revision series. Let's just dive right into today's explainer. We're kicking things off with a ton of energy today to uncover the absolute engine driving Marc Newson's creativity. You know, in part 1 we learned all about his roots, but right now, we're looking directly at his spark of inspiration.
This is literally the essential question for your upcoming designer profile assessment. When you're looking at a designer who creates wildly different objects, we're talking everything from multi-million-dollar aluminum lounges to functional sneakers and even suborbital space planes, where on earth does he actually get his world-class ideas?
Well, the short answer is in Section 1, the cultural sponge, absorbing the world.
Basically, Newson acts like a giant cultural sponge. He doesn't just look at a chair to figure out how to design another chair. As he puts it, I think any designer has to be aware of all of those things in order to be a good designer or a relevant designer. He doesn't see this broad awareness as just some nice bonus. It's an absolute necessity.
So you're probably wondering, what are all of those things? Well, Newson's daily cultural diet consists heavily of general pop culture, fine art, classic film, and music. He firmly believes you have to thoroughly understand what people are watching, what they're listening to, and what actually moves them. And then, you channel that exact cultural energy directly into the physical objects you create. But just watching movies isn't the whole story. Let's move to Section 2, the power of travel, a global perspective.
If you really want to know his ultimate secret weapon for finding these amazing ideas, it's his global footprint. From a really young age, he traveled constantly. He was raised in Australia, spent crucial early career time in France, totally immersed himself in Japan, and is now based in England. This lifelong journey means he's physically placed himself in completely diverse societies, exposing him to universal ways of problem solving.
And that brings us to a core realization. Definitely get this in your notes. Good design crosses all geographical borders. Newson realized that product design is a truly international business. A great, elegant solution in Australia is still going to be a brilliant functional idea in China, or the US, or really anywhere else. Think about it like this. Industries like film, music, or fashion can be super geographic, right? They're often tied to a local language or a specific climate. But product design uniquely transcends those borders. A beautifully designed chair speaks a completely universal language. For Newson, traveling isn't just a holiday. It's the critical research tool that proves this to him every single day.
All right, let's slow things right down for Section 3, the Japanese connection, a spiritual understanding. Because out of all the places he's lived, Japan has arguably had the most profound Zen-like influence on his entire design philosophy. When Newson lived there, he completely fell in love with their coherent culture. He noticed that the Japanese have this deep, almost spiritual, incredibly sophisticated approach to design. In fact, the word design is practically treated as part of their religion. Everything is just beautifully interconnected. He saw this clear, unbroken relationship flowing from religion and architecture right through to traditional crafts, the super precise art of flower arranging, and even the absolute care taken in food preparation. Seeing how all these elements perfectly relate to one another taught him to apply that exact same total, meticulous dedication to his own projects, making sure every single detail is flawlessly considered.
So, the crucial point here is that inspiration is active, not passive. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question to really think about. How will you apply this Japanese-inspired microscopic attention to detail to your own designer profile assessment? Remember, this is an online quiz and absolutely no other notes are permitted. So channel your inner Marc Newson, be a sponge for this information, and prepare with total dedication. Good luck with your revision. You've got this.